Anthony Richardson is going to be a top 10 quarterback in fantasy football this year. And I think he's live to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I think he's going to be like a fantasy darling, but I don't expect him to go off at all. I've just been living on this earth for 25 years, and I've seen the Jets screw it up an awful lot. And I don't know how they're going to screw it up, but they are going to screw it up. Welcome to Gamblin and Ramblin, a weekly show where we react and rant about the week in sports betting. I'm Tim Kalinowski. You're Charlie DiSturco. You look like you're in a hostage situation in that room. You can follow us on the Action app, Action YouTube channel, Action Network HQ on TikTok and Twitter. Charlie, what sum of money do I have to pay to get you out of that room?
Yeah, I'm trying to blink over here to let you know that I'm not okay. Action Network Studio is down and being renovated, and that means we have to find ways around it. And I'm now sitting in a meeting room where they picked out this great, just gray wall. So now it looks like I'm in like either a crazy box or jail somewhere.
Yeah, you know, the office it's very nice. You know, I like all the conference rooms are like different sports themed, but it's like, we couldn't get some better backgrounds for situations like this. Like we couldn't just get some sort of action, green, money, gambling. Like it looks horrible.
Yeah, I should have gotten a little pennant over my shoulder just to like have like some sort of non-gray.
Yeah,
in the mix.
I think the pennant would look sad, honestly.
I actually did that before in a podcast, like King of the Year. Me and like Brendan Glasheen were like paired up here because the mic wasn't working, which it's not again, and we were just like crunched up in here with a little action pennant over the shoulder.
Well, tonight is Hard Knocks. We're recording this on Tuesday, so NFL buzz is in the air. Thank God, because I cannot do another baseball talk, another baseball show, another talk about Shohei Ohtani. Guess what? Ohtani's really good. The Angels suck. Guess what? The Orioles used to suck. Now they're good. Hopefully I don't get suspended by the Orioles. Anyway, stole that from Jason Benetti. But anyway, you were at a little Jets training camp, weren't you?
I was. And by the way, the Hard Knocks, there are like hundreds and hundreds of people just walking around Jets training camp with like NFL films, Hard Knocks t-shirts. Like it was incredible. Like just walking around.
That's so cool. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
They're recording Hard Knocks. And every time we saw like there was a fight that went on. There was like a Sauce Gardner pick six and all those plays happening. Me and my buddy are turning to each other and are like, that's going on Hard Knocks. We're going to watch that. Like that's going on. It was just every group of big name players. There was mics and like 7 people around them just like walking with like the mic trying to figure it out. It was great. I mean, I got to meet Sauce Gardner, which like, you know, Defensive Rookie of the Year. How could you not love it? But yeah, it was a fun experience. It was a Sunday morning. Tim, I had to wake up at 7:30 after going out on Saturday. So that was the worst part about the whole experience. You can relate. You wake up with a little hangover. You got to go down south to Jersey.
You know what? So if you're with buddies, waking up with a hangover and getting in the car is where like some of the best friendship bonding occurs.
Oh, we had to take a train, so.
Oh, geez, yeah. Then that's no fun. But the car, like early tea time, hungover car, like those are some of the best. You learn an awful lot about your friends, like who needs the dunk stop, who needs like to pull over and like either shit or puke. Like it is, like you also too like. You'll become some guys like to like go blast the music immediately. Like that's their type of hangover people. Like they just need to get after it. Some people are like, no, stop, no noise. Like, so that's, we do an awful lot of that in my friend group. You have to learn everyone's do's and don'ts. Hutton, this guy. Ask Charlie if he wants to apologize to Orioles fans.
You know, if I apologize to Orioles fans, then maybe I'll get hired by their broadcast team, right? If I start talking good things about them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can I please be a broadcaster?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Please send me $1 million so I can get out of this box. listen, the Orioles were treated. The take was from 3 months ago, so like it was back when they were like a barely above 500 ball club, and like obviously things have changed now. Like obviously they're a good team. So like, am I sorry? Like no, but like, are they good? Yes. Like that is the whole thing, right? They're good.
Hutton, you're not muted over there. You're laughing.
Yeah, I can hear you in the background.
You clown.
Dude, you're wheezing like a fucking like you got asthma.
I'm like, who's breathing in my ear?
I know, I heard it too, and I was like, I'm trying to like message while I'm typing, like, hot, and you're unmuted. But yeah, listen, like they're good. Like there's nothing I could say other than that I was wrong, and that would take was from fucking 3 months ago. Like everyone's still talking about it like it happened yesterday.
Classic producer, like one YouTube short does well and he like wants to beat the thing to death.
I know, at my expense, which is whatever. I still get people that at me that are like, you're wrong. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like I understand that I'm wrong. I could see that 3 months ago, my take was wrong. You know what was right? I tweeted, I talked about how the Reds were like 10 games under 500 in a good buy low spot. And now they're in the wild card right now. So
yeah, in the wild card and clinging by the skin of their teeth because of the Cubs.
I know them getting swept by Washington was just not good.
Not good. So back to the training camp thing. So we wanted to talk like what is kind of like the etiquette when you go down to training camp. Like, and it's a tough line between I don't want to tell any fan how to behave, but at the end of the day, there's some absolute wackos there. I mean, I was watching YouTube. Like, the craziest thing about NFL fans is like every time we get to this time of year and we're starting to do NFL training camp coverage, I just continue to be reminded. Like, I like college football more than the NFL, and it's pretty understandable why college fans are so crazy. Like, they have an allegiance to the school, but like NFL fans in face paint and dressed up as Jets, like it's Halloween and it's August and you're at training camp. Like, I always forget like how crazy NFL people are.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like the Jets specifically though that are crazy. I feel like there's like specific teams, like you have like the Browns and the Dogs, and like everyone in Philly's wearing that fucking underdog mask from when they won the Super Bowl like a few years ago. Like that's where it gets crazier. The Raiders are like nuts. But now they're in Vegas, so like, are they really nuts? Who knows? But yeah, it's really interesting to see the group of people that go. And like, obviously, like at the end of the practice, they go out and they sign autographs. So that's like another thing. And like, I ended up going to get like Sauce Gardner's signature. I was like one of 4 guys to grab it. Like I had his jersey on, and I'm like, am I really not going to take the opportunity at that? Like, I don't care that he's like a couple years younger than me or what it is. Like, he's the defensive rookie of the year and arguably going to be a Jet and a great Jet for like the next 5 to 10 years. So I'm going to do that if he's a good player in the organization.
So, but you were saying yesterday that when you ask for autographs for no names, that you're a weirdo.
Yeah, no. Okay, this is the thing, right? It depends where you are in life. If you're a kid or like a young teen, go get autographs from everyone. I did the same thing. Like I didn't care who it was. Like it was the 3rd string middle linebacker. I was like, sign my football. But like if you're like, like where I'm at in life, where it's like, you're 26 or like you're an adult, like go for the guys that you could see that are staples in your organization. Like you don't need an autograph from CJ Uzoma. Like I just watched him and talked to him. I didn't actually get his autograph. I was just talking to him with the fans. But it's a different story if Breece Hall, Aaron Rodgers, Sauce Gardner walk up, guys that are going to be on the team and make actual impact, rather than like just be this no-name tight end that might have, well, I guess Uzoma's not a no-name, but a tight end with 400 yards in a year.
I push back on you on this because like I have a buddy who big Patriots fan and like season tickets, whatever. And he always made a point of emphasis. He had season tickets to the Red Sox too. Always made a point of emphasis to buy no name players jerseys. Like he would always like, we'd be there like Patriots, like go to a Patriots game with him. And he would have on a jersey of like the backup center. And I always thought it was like, that is so much cooler than having a Brady jersey. And I think it's hilarious to be like hounding those guys for autographs. Like I respect
listen, it also makes for a cool, like if you want to like hang it up and put it, like display it in your room or office or wherever it is, like then yeah, you know what? Like, sure. I think jerseys are a different story than like getting like a piece of paper or like something random signed by them. Like your hat, like you got to do it when it's someone that I think is more impactful for the team. Like that Sauce Gardner jersey that I got signed, like that, I'm never wearing that again. And that's being hung up next to my Tatis jersey. Like that is going like forever going to be included wherever I go, unless he all of a sudden sucks and then becomes a player to forget. Then the jersey is just useless.
I like what you said though yesterday. Don't get multiple autographs on a Gardner jersey, right?
Oh yeah, I don't understand how kids, or I guess the kids don't really care, but how you can go and be like, hi, like Jeremy Rucker, can you sign my Sauce Gardner jersey? It's like,
yeah.
Gardner jersey. Like the only way you're gonna get that signed is if it's Sauce. You don't need like have a jersey and have like 7 different Jet signatures on it, and it's like you don't even get a Sauce Gardner autograph. You just have like the 3rd string tight end.
People have to have the poise that like really one autograph on something like a Rodgers autograph on like a 2023 like magazine promo for the Jets is way better than like 50 guys on that as well with Rodgers. It just completely goes down in value.
Yeah, the only thing that like multiple signatures, the only time I'd say like it makes sense is if it's like Sauce Gardner and Rodgers, like 2 guys that you know are staples of the team, because then you sell like, oh, here's a signed football by like Aaron Rodgers and the defensive rookie of the year. Like that's where it makes sense, but it's not like, it doesn't make sense to just be like sending a football around, getting it signed by like a bunch of random no names, and then all of a sudden you have the opportunity to get like someone like Quincy Williams or Quentin Williams' autograph that are like actual good players on the Jets defense, and you're like, well, now he's joined with like, I don't know, the 4th string like cornerback Bryce Hall or like the nickel corner, like you know what I mean? Like that's where it gets. I'm like, all right, that's where you don't need their autographs unless you're a young kid, because then like every player to you is a superhero. You know what I mean?
Where do you stand on wearing jerseys?
I wear jersey. I mean, I had the Sauce Gardner jersey on at the training camp. I think that if you complain because they're younger than you and that's weird to be sporting someone's jersey, I think you're a weirdo. Like, I think at the end of the day, you're a fan of the team. It's not that they're younger than you, or even if like they're the same age as you, it's you're rooting for the team and you have a jersey on to support the team. And at the end of the day, I have absolutely no issue with you wearing a jersey or whatever you want. Like you're going to it, as long as you're going to the event and stuff like that. Like that why are you not going to wear a jersey just because like they're younger?
Yeah, I feel the same way. And the thing is, the reason why people are against like adults wearing jerseys, it's like, dude, you're triple the age of this kid. Why are you buying a jersey? Like, that seems so silly. But my pushback would be, okay, the reason you say age is because it's like a superiority complex. I'm older than them. I'm superior. I'm not buying a jersey of some kid. Dude, you are not, because you are 63, superior to Sauce Gardner. Like, my thing is, even when I was in college, I go to a college football game and like freshman lights up the game. I'm like, I don't think of me as older than that guy. He lives a completely different life, a completely different set of gifts from God that are not online with mine. I don't care what age I am. I will never believe that I am older than like any athlete, because I just think of them as gods.
Yeah, well, they're totally different people. Yeah. Like,
yeah, they're not human. They're not humans. Like we're not even the same breed of human.
Yeah, you can't put us in the same breath of line as like Aaron Rodgers or like Sauce Gardner. So like it makes sense if you want to wear their jersey, wear their jersey. Like I think it might be like a little bit over dramatic when like you wear it like out on a Tuesday night or something like that.
Yeah.
It's different when you wear it to like Jets training camp, a Jets game, a party, like whatever it is, or like the Jets are playing and you want to wear the jersey on game day. Like do it. Like you want to feel also a sense of like you're part of the team. So like you having a Jets jersey on, you feel like you're part of the team, or whatever team you support. You feel more like you're part of the team environment, even if it's not your name on the back of the jersey.
My thing is like, I still want to support the guy. I think he's sick. I'm buying the jersey. I'm going
to buy another Sauce Gardner jersey because he signed the one that I have, so now I got to get a new one.
As you should. I hate when people wear like if you were going to like a Yankees Red Sox game, I hate when people like show up like in a Cubs jersey. I hate that.
Yeah,
just because you're going to a game, it's like wear a jersey. Like this isn't this isn't like a frat theme, like jersey theme. Like That has nothing to do with anything.
I hate the Mets fans that go to Yankee games and wear Mets jerseys, and the Yankee fans that go to Mets games and wear Yankee jerseys. Like, I think
So
that the New
bizarre.
York brawl is so stupid. And like, if you're gonna wear another team's jersey to like a game where your team's not even playing, it's grow the fuck up. Like, who cares? Like, you don't need to be like, oh, I'm not wearing like a Jets or a Mets or a Cubs jersey. I'm gonna wear my Yankees jersey. Just wear a black T-shirt, bro. Like, go like me. When I go to Yankee games, I wear a fucking black tee.
I'm fine with the hat, like, you know, whatever. Like, oh, I'm still a Red Sox fan. Wear my Red Sox hat to the Orioles Mets game. Like, this is what I brought. Like, but it's like wearing the jersey. It's like, hey, Red Sox fan here. Not my team.
Yeah, you're asking for attention. That's what you're doing.
Yeah,
you're literally asking for someone to say something to you, and you're just so in need of that attention that it's like dumb.
Where do you? I want to do like foul ball and like glove to game too while we're here. Where do you stand on that?
I brought my glove to game, I think, through high school, which like might be a little bit too long for people.
Charlie.
Yeah, well,
Charlie.
listen, man, for me, it was like once I could have a beer in my hand, then it was like I don't need the glove. But like before the beer in my hand, I needed something in my hand to keep me occupied. So I was wearing the glove all the time. But I think up till like, I don't know, like that 19 to 20, 21 age is when, like, I personally think you don't need to wear the glove, or you should wear the glove, because after that, it's like just catch it with your bare hands. But I was all for it in high school.
I think it's once you are old enough to play on the big diamond, you do not bring your glove to the game.
How old is that?
Still, I think it's like 13-ish. So if you're still playing Little League, you can wear your glove to the game. Bring your glove. If not, like, come on, this is a joke. Like, and even worse, I was at a Yankee game earlier this year, and I was sitting by the dugout, you know, big bucks, obviously, Gamblin and Ramblin rakes it in. So, you know, I was sitting by the dugout, and there's a group of kids. They were definitely no older than 12 years old, so totally fine. They had like all their gloves, and every inning they're catching the balls from the Yankees running off the field. They're like, ball. So this kid comes down again, catches another ball, and I'm like, oh, dude, like, he like stood in front of me to catch the ball. Like, it was coming right at me. And I'm like, oh, brother, come on. And he goes, oh, I already have 8. I'm like, you have 8 balls? Like, come on. That's a little outrageous. Like, dude,
listen, yeah,
come on.
We could disagree with the glove thing, but I think the foul ball, for the most part, it's like once you get one, like, give it up. And even if like at our age, like if you get one, like for the most part, I give it away. Like when I went to, especially when I go to like AA games, if it's not like a home run ball, and I was at like the Yankees AA game, and like, you know, like you're talking to the players, because I'm like the $10 tickets to sit behind the third base dugout.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm like the 018 players, and I know like them from the minors, whatever, and they're throwing balls to you, and like I would give it to a little kid, because it's like that makes his memory and makes his day or whatever month. At a big league game, if you want to keep one, sure. But I think like to be that kid that gets like 8 is absolutely outrageous, especially when there's like every kid's dream, like growing up, is to get a foul ball or like get a ball from a player, and you're just like hoarding that opportunity.
Dude, I had it figured out so early. I was like 10, and I was at a Red Sox game, and there were like high school girls sitting behind us, and I got a ball in between innings, and I was like, fucking Riz God, man. I turned around, tossed it to the ladies. I was like, hey, here you go, guys. Like, I was 10. Like, figure it out, kids. Figure it out. Like, the game is about giving. The game is about giving. That's what it is.
No, I agree. And I think it makes sense for like a more like team, even going back to the whole feeling like a team environment. Like, you're all going to root for the same team to play, so you're making them feel better. I think it all makes sense. Like, I give away most of the balls that I get, unless it's like a Pete Alonso home run ball that I catch. Like, that probably won't go somewhere. But like when I went to a Pittsburgh Pirates game, and I went early, and I like caught like their batting practice balls, and I got one for myself, and then I got like 3 extra, and the 3 extra I just gave away to like little kids, because at that point it's like they are coming to watch the game, like you said, giving. Like they want a ball too, and there are and it sucks because there are older guys, and like like they're like 40, 50 years old that also have gloves of the game that are going to get as many as they can and try and collect them. And then you're like, bro, like let the little kids have some fun. Like this is like an actual.
I couldn't agree more.
We go to so many games as fans. Like these little kids don't get to go that much, especially early in their life.
Exactly. And so that's where we stand there. You know, it ain't that outrageous. We can all agree on a couple rules of society here when attending games, but we did want to, because NFL is in the air, do a little hot takery, a little AFC divisional kind of preview, kind of prediction. And I think we're going to rate them. We each give a take on every AFC division. And then the other person rates it on, I think, mild, spicy, or flaming hot. I think that's what we went with. Hutton, is that what we go with? Say nothing if that's what we went with. Okay.
All right.
Okay. We got to do AFC East last because Jets Patriots. So we'll start with, where do you want to start?
I'll start with the division that I have the least like spicy take, and that's the South.
I had a feeling it was going to be that.
Yeah. So my take is that Anthony Richardson is going to be a top 10 quarterback in fantasy football this year. And I think he's live to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think he's going to get first team reps. The way that he's looked in training camp has obviously wowed the Colts and Colts media enough to start making headlines about it. And if he plays, his dual threat ability is going to make headlines. He's like the size of Derrick Henry just in quarterback form with a gun. So I think that this is going to be a year that Anthony Richardson is going to be on breakout watch.
I would call that very hot. I would call that very hot. Yeah, I think it's very hot. I think he's going to be like a fantasy darling, but I don't expect him to go off at all. I just think he's going to have a lot of growing pains. I think like his ceiling, it's obviously his ceiling is so high, but I think he's going to have so many growing pains. I was watching actually the other night, Kentucky and Florida was on from earlier this year. And like, I was watching the first half. That guy, man, missed so many open throws. Like, cause he reminds me of like early Josh Allen. Like he was just airmailing wide open throws cause he's just so strong.
Yeah, well, the thing is that, he's a beast. If you look at his like measurables to Derrick Henry, they're like pretty comparable, which is insane to think about. Will there be growing pains? Yeah, but like at the end of the day, like the Colts might go 6-11, like Anthony Richardson still might be a top 10 fantasy quarterback because your running ability automatically puts you in the top 15 or so of quarterbacks. And then if he's just like as long as he's able to like semi throw the football, like we've seen what like Justin Fields did this year. Like I think that Anthony Richardson could do something similar to that, especially with a run game that they have, like Justin Fields had David Montgomery, like the Colts have Jonathan Taylor. That's a step up. So now there's more pressure on the run to stop the run, that Richardson will have more ability to run and make plays in the pocket. Especially
if they're down in games. He has that potential.
And I think they're going to be down in games. Like, are the Colts going to be winning games? I don't think so. Unless, like, that's your hot take that they're going to win the division.
No. My take was on Tennessee. I think Tennessee is being really undervalued. The Jags are minus money to win this division. Tennessee, I still believe in their program. I still believe in Vrabel. I don't think that they're a team that you should be excited to count out. And I don't know if they're going to win the division. That's not where I'm looking. Looking at their win total over 7.5. When I looked at their schedule, I think that they win good amount of their home games. And then I basically feel like I'm taking a free roll with the rest of their games and hoping that they get 1 or 2 out of them. So I've over 7.5 on Tennessee.
I'd say that's pretty mild. Slash, I guess maybe like, it's like between mild and medium. You know, I don't know why. It's funny because I was laughing when you said that. I had gotten a text last night. What do you think of Titans over 7.5 wins? Literally someone else asked me that. And I responded in pretty similar fashion to what you said. I said, I'm mixed on them. Vrabel is such a damn good coach and you think 8 minimum from them. But Tannehill's mid, and if he goes down, it's all over, right? Like this season hinges on Tannehill's health because Will Levis is not going to be doing anything and Malik is not going to be doing anything. So like, I think it's like, I'd say like between that mild to medium or I guess medium to spicy range. Not too hot, not too cold.
But Tennessee has shown that, or if Tannehill has shown that he's serviceable, and Tennessee is serviceable.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think Vrabel is the biggest thing to the whole handicap. I think is Vrabel, right? Like I think he's an unbelievable coach, and will get his guys up to win games as underdogs, and that's what you need to go over your win totals. Win just a couple of your underdog games, and then all of a sudden you're looking at that 8 to 10 range.
I'm just picturing Tennessee in so many spots this year, like individual game gambling wise, where it's like they're just such a live dog, and it's like they're not getting enough respect. Like they can pull out a money line win.
Week 1, they who was it? Raybon. I know Raybon logged already. Let me pull it up. Raybon and DeBunda are both on them. +4 at New Orleans. Week 1.
Exactly right. Like, dude, they're live every week.
Yeah, especially with Vrabel.
Okay, moving on. I want to go AFC North.
Sure. Okay. I already logged this bet before the season, so this is really hot. But like, okay, I don't actually think it's gonna happen, but I think the Browns are gonna make the playoffs and make a run toward the AFC Championship and possibly complete in the Super Bowl. I think that this team has, as long as Deshaun Watson clicks, which obviously that was his biggest issue last year, was that he wasn't the full Deshaun Watson he was in the past. If he's able to kind of rekindle that fire with that and the run game with Nick Chubb and that offensive line, I think that this team is more than capable of handling that division, especially with Joe Burrow's injury, and potentially making a run at the playoffs or a run in the playoffs. So I bet them to win the Super Bowl at 45 to 1. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think that they're going to make the playoffs and make a run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I like your bet a lot better than mine, and I was in the same place. I took Browns to win the division, +400. I like yours a little bit better because I'm basically saying I think that they're going to make the playoffs, and they can obviously not win the division, still make the playoffs and make a run. I think that Browns team's really, really loaded. They're very, very complete.
They're so underrated. As long as Deshaun Watson plays even like a half the quarterback he was in Houston, like that team with that run game and that defense and that offensive line, they should be able to make headlines.
Yeah, I think that division naturally cannibalizes each other. So it's like, I could see them being the last one standing. Like, 100%.
It's a crapshoot. So why not take a longer shot odds guy than like on the Bengals or Ravens? That it seems like every year one of them lets you down, right, Hutton?
Exactly.
All
so
right.
We're aligned there, I guess. So we can. I rate yours as very hot because you had the
Super
guts
Bowl
to go full on Super Bowl. I was a little bit of a sissy.
I'd say yours is hot too. Like I think yours is like, if we're on a scale of 1 to 10, like yours is a 7 on the spicy scale. Mine's probably a 10 that they can do.
I like that.
AFC West. Do you want to go first this time?
I think we might be in the same spot. I think we might
You
be
go
aligned
Denver?
here again.
All right, take it away.
Denver over 8.5 wins. I went through I just believe in Sean Payton, and I don't like how he shot his mouth off about the Hackett situation. I don't love that, but part of me does think that he was going through a lot of the nonsense that was run there, and he's just like, wait, you guys had him doing this, you had him doing that. We've obviously seen Peyton succeed with undersized quarterbacks, and I think that Russ was definitely humbled by last year and will be a little bit more willing to give in to someone like Sean Payton. I think that's kind of like what I'm betting on. And I think Payton is like, I don't need you to be insane. Like we saw Breeze when he couldn't throw the ball more than 5 yards do just fine under Payton. I think Payton can find something in that same realm of what he did with late Breeze with the Saints. And if we want to just go here, I wrote down there. So I went by their schedule here. Okay, ready? So home against the Raiders, win. Home against Washington, win. At Miami, loss. At Bears, win. Jets, win. Jets at home, win. At Kansas City, loss. Green Bay at home, win. Kansas City at home, loss. At Buffalo, loss. Minnesota at home, win. Cleveland at home, win. At Houston, win. At Chargers, loss. At Detroit, loss. Home against New England, win. At Chargers, loss. At Raiders, win. That gets you to 10. They're 8.5.
And I think that some of those games are more toss-ups too. Like I think that they could beat. Oh man, I forget who you said at home. If you said it's Chargers were lost at home or Chiefs, but those games at home when it's a division matchup, like I think that like is more. They're more than live to win as an underdog there.
Yeah, I went very like stingy on the wins. Like they could easily split.
Yeah, like if the spread was going to be what it's going to be, like they're most likely favored to do that. Yeah, I agree. Like I think that you hit it on the nail. Like I think that like there's a lot of bets that you can make that if you believe in this Denver team, like the over and the wins, totally. I think like you could make a Russ MVP bet, and I like wouldn't call you that insane because like quarterbacks win the MVP. I don't know if I'd go as far as Super Bowl. But like again, like they're like if they make the playoffs, right? Like it's all it is a couple more games, and then all of a sudden your long shot ticket looks really good, and they're playing in such a stacked division that like if they make it out of the playoffs, you're already going to have insane value and closing line value on that ticket. So I'm wholeheartely agree with you. Peyton, without Drew Brees, was able to win. So you're telling me that like you can win with Russell Wilson and like. He changed Russell Wilson, who like what I mean, like yes, Russell Wilson was bad, but I do think that was just like the culture and what Hackett had there. And Peyton now comes in with a new regime, and looks like he's ready to coach, and I'm all in with that.
They lost a lot of games too on purely game management. And already off the bat, Sean Payton's a better game manager than Nathaniel Hackett, just off the bat. And then the other thing I was going to say, a lot of us had Broncos tickets last year, the second the Russ thing happened to Denver, and we all looked like fools. And it takes a lot in gambling to look like a fool and then go right back to the well. I think that's when you prove like you're a real gambler and you get it, because you have to be willing, like fool me once, like you have to be willing to look stupid again. And I am.
I get it.
I am, like you with the Orioles.
Thanks.
Okay. AFCs, baby. Lay it on me.
All right. So this goes hand in hand together. I think Tyreek Hill to lead the NFL in receiving yards and Tua to win MVP are worth bets, right? Tyreek is the more safe of the two because of that offense, and he was like basically on pace to break that receiving yards record before Tua went down with injury, and that whole up and down last season with the quarterback carousel really screwed Hill over. But I think that he's more than live to win the receiving yards title. And Tua, if he stays healthy, was on track for at least being a top 5 MVP finish. So having a long shot ticket on him, I think we could look back halfway through the season and he'd be in the top 2 or 3, and you can end up hedging out or however you want to do it. I think that this offense runs and guns. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle are going to be dynamic yet again, and this what McDaniels does there, like they're going to be really good, and I think that they're more than live to bring home some long shot titles.
The best Tua number I see is 22-1, and then in terms of regular season receiving yards,
probably like 9, 7.
Most receiving yards. Hill is, I see 10 as the best number.
So I would probably end up, I think Hill's the best bet of the two, but I think that like if you wanted to make both, I think my medium take, or I guess my more mild medium take, is that Hill leads the league in receiving yards, and then my hot take of that goes hand in hand, and they're kind of correlated, is that Tua was an MVP candidate.
I like that a lot. And yeah, I'm surprised you didn't go. I'm surprised you didn't have something on the Jets, but I will. I wrote down the Jets. The Jets find a way to fuck this up. They find a way to screw it up, because I'll tell you what, it's just like the Mets, right? Brought in Scherzer, they brought in Verlander. Let's load this thing up. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is cooked by any means, but I don't trust the Jets as far as I can throw them. I don't know if Robert Saleh can coach. Can he coach, game manage with a legit team, with higher expectations? I'm not saying he can't, but I don't know if he can. And I've just been living on this earth for 25 years, and I've seen the Jets screw it up an awful lot. And I don't know how they're going to screw it up, but they are going to screw it up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that people need to temper their expectations with the Jets. I think they probably still make the playoffs, but it is harder. I don't hate the take. I'm not one of those delirious Jets fans that's going to say the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl. Do I have a ticket on them? Yes, but that's also because I got it in before Rodgers went there, so it's worth it at that price. Do I think they can win the Super Bowl? 100%. Do I think that they can also miss the playoffs? 100%. And I think that it's like you said with the Mets, it's the same thing every year. The Mets enter the season, they can win the World Series. They can also, what they're doing right now, miss the playoffs. So don't hate it. I think that their Achilles heel is not going to be the offense this year. I think it could be the defense. If one or two injuries happen, they don't have the depth, I think, that to sustain it, or losing a guy if they lost Sauce Gardner or Quinn Williams, that is a huge blow. And last year our defense didn't get hurt at all.
Let me ask you this: is this a success or a failure? They make the playoffs and then get blown out wild card weekend.
I think it would be like a mild success, a very mild success.
That's a
if they win one game in the playoffs, success season. If they don't make the playoffs, failure of a season. I think getting into the playoffs is that's mild success. They couldn't do it, and they haven't done it in so long that just getting to the playoffs is really what is just the first step toward everything. And you're building something, right? So they go from not playoffs to playoffs to hopefully the next year compete. I don't know.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm not going to press you because I know you. I can feel.
Listen, I don't think that they're this God squad. I'm not running around saying that they're gonna win the Super Bowl.
I respect that. I can feel the anxiety through my headphones.
I think the Bills and the Dolphins probably are a better team all around. But there are also more ways for the Dolphins to fall out of playoff contention than the Jets. If Tua goes down, they're done.
Yeah.
And same with the Bills. Josh Allen looks phenomenal for 70-80% of the games, but there's a 20% games that he looks really bad, and he almost lost that game to Miami when they played with a third-string quarterback, Skylar Thompson.
Right, exactly. So we'll close it out with Degenerate Moment of the Week. I will say beforehand, to add to the other discussion, we forgot to say you obviously have to throw back the home run ball if it's hit by the opposing team. We're in agreement there.
Yeah. It depends. The only way I'm keeping it is if it's if the game does not really matter and it's a legend. If I was playing Barry Bonds hit a home run and I caught that, I'm probably not getting rid of that. But if it's Nick Ahmed and the Arizona Diamondbacks are in town and he hits one, that ball's going to second base.
No, yeah, I as I said it, I was what if Ohtani hit a home run and I caught it at Fenway? Here's the thing though. Here's what I hate. Opposing team hits a go-ahead home run in the 8th, and the home fan catches it in the bleachers, and then they're jumping up and down that they that's so
you're
bad.
Sitting down. You're sitting down, you're
sit down and put it in your pocket.
What
the hell is
Ohtani.
What's wrong?
I'm in agreement there.
That always pissed me off so much. Do you have a degen moment or no?
I'm trying to think of what my week consisted of. I was at Jets training camp watching Aaron Rodgers and everyone light it up, and I was looking at the MLB slate, paying attention to Jose Ramirez, his RBIs, because I bet it and he didn't hit one. But watching that, I'm pulling up the street just make sure I can watch Jose Ramirez the day after he knocked out Tim Anderson cold.
That's pretty sicko shit.
Yeah, and I lost, so.
Oh, yeah.
DiSturco lost.
It was funny. I golfed on Saturday and we had an early tee time, and we had to pick someone up on the way, so it was a 2-hour drive. And early in the morning, Saturday morning, and I'm sitting shotgun, and kind of a dick move when you're sitting shotgun and you're don't really bring much to the conversation to the driver that's kind of wearing it by doing the 2-hour drive. But I sat in the front seat, and I had my college football preview notebook open, and I was highlighting and annotating my college football notebook and logging like win totals and conference futures. And people are like, dude, what's wrong with you? I'm like, you got to do your homework when you can. You got to do your homework when you can.
Hey, you can't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I mean?
Like, people are like, dude, is that the SATs? I'm like, no, way more important. Way more important. Like, they're like, dude, this is our Saturday. It's a golf day. I'm like, hey, I had some time on my hands. I'm not going to sit here and scroll Twitter. I'm going to do my homework.
I got to get into the college football. Like, now that the season's about to start, I got to like dive into my research too.
Yeah. I think it's a blast. It's very, very fun. You forget names that don't exist. Like, you know, someone, oh wait, that's the quarterback. What? Like,
I can't wait for the Quinn Ewers revenge game against Alabama. That is what I'm most excited for, to bet Texas after Ewers got knocked out of that game and they end up coming back and losing. I'm betting Texas no matter the spread.
And we're going to have Colin Wilson, college football expert, on next week to talk college football. So do your studying and make sure you listen. That's going to be a really fun one. I'm really excited for it.
Me too.
All right, go ahead to your meeting, Charlie. You can follow us on the Action app and on our Twitters. Everybody have a great rest of your week. Fantasy football drafts, Hard Knocks. Get ready, guys. It's coming. It's coming. Have a good one. That's a wrap.